Hello, my name is Vicky Mulvana-Tui. I'm the Children's Therapy Manager at York Teaching Hospitals Trust. On the 22nd of June, pupils from Westfield Primary Community School in Acomb spent a day at the hospital as part of the Children's Takeover Challenge. The children got to experience what it's like to be in a real work environment and take on important responsibilities. The children also had opportunity to ask questions about how decisions are made here and understand the effect these decisions can have on our young patients. The 30 youngsters took part in many activities, including an inspection of the children's ward, a visit to A&E and a behind-the-scenes look at how we could make things better for our young patients. In addition, they participated in and learnt about many different therapy techniques, which included lessons on sign language, anatomy, and how children with disabilities manage their everyday activities with our occupational therapists. This is the start of a strong commitment and campaign by the Trust to give children a voice, and the view that seeing everything through the eyes of a child is really important in helping us to make improvements to services and to provide excellent patient experience for our children, young people and their families and carers. The Takeover Challenge has been hugely successful and an exciting engagement project which, for the first time, saw the Trust open its doors to young people to allow them to take over adult roles and make suggestions for improvement. Children got to ask staff, including our Chief Executive Patrick Crowley, challenging questions over a hospital lunch, which they all thought was amazing. All the staff were delighted to have met each and every child, and they were a pleasure and credit to their school. The children have brought so many fresh ideas, imagination and energy to the areas they've visited and have given the leadership renewed focus on patient experience and the need for developing the children and young person's voice at the Trust. But don't take my word for it. Let's see what the day entailed and what the children thought.
Tell us 3 things you've learnt today. 3 things that we have learnt today is how to make a skeleton, what it's like to stand on a wobble cushion, and
doing stuff the opposite way, like if you're right-handed, to write and do stuff with, you do it with your left instead of your right.
Of all the things you learnt today, what do you think will be the most useful when you are an adult?
I think if you've got anyone that's hurt or that you're hurt, you'll know what to do with them and how to help them and make them better, and you'll know where to bring them because it's the safest place for them.
Is it easy to find your way to different parts of the hospital? Well, I'd say yeah, it is. There are lots of signs everywhere and lots of people you could ask if you got lost. What she said.
If you do well at school, you get team points or stickers. If you were the boss of the hospital, how would you reward staff at the hospital for good work?
I would reward staff at the hospital by giving them more money.
What advice would you give staff about how they talk to children?
Probably non-advice because they're already so kind, and that they're just constantly smiling to the children and asking if they're okay.
I would like them to be kind and approach them very nicely so they don't scare them or anything.
Do you think staff have been nice today?
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much.
What is the top thing you would improve about the hospital?
I think maybe the decorations in the room, I think they need to be refurbished.
And I think that you could put instead of having little people, if you notice, there's toddlers, there's a toddler room, but for 10-year-olds there isn't, so put some computers with games and that for them, so the teenagers.
Well, if there's teenagers in the waiting rooms, then probably free Wi-Fi so they can go in games and things like that.
I'd improve the waiting area in the emergency department because it seems very boring and very dull, and everybody was just very bored in there.
We would improve getting comfier beds to sleep on.
The smell that you get in certain places, it's just not very nice. I remember when I first walked into the children's ward, there was a massive smell and I really didn't like it.
We would make a part for the older kids over 10 because there was only a little bit for like 5-year-olds, a play area, whereas the older ones didn't have anything to do.
That's hard.
That cafe that when it closes at 6 o'clock, it's
Yeah.
not fair enough for doctors.
And in the A&E waiting area, if you had arrived at night and you were hungry, the cafe isn't open, and the vending machine only has like sugary foods. So maybe something healthy and filling, like fruit.
I'd improve the colours of the rooms and I'd decorate it more.
What are the main points of learning from being part of the Child in Charge Day?
I think the children really enjoyed the day, and it was nice seeing how much they were thinking what they could do in the future as a result of what was going on in the day. So I felt that they learnt a lot about the roles in the hospital.
And from my point of view, it was more a learning point for us that actually as occupational therapists we're involved in quite a lot of different areas. So trying to pinpoint the key areas to tell children about is quite difficult because we do get involved in a lot.
I think we also learned that they really responded to interactive stuff, so they loved doing things, and that's fair enough really.
What have you learnt from the children about things that need to change to make things better for our patients?
I think in a few places they said it would have been nice to have a few more toys, but actually a lot of the feedback was really positive, and there was a lot of really positive comments about how friendly staff were and how colourful the places were, and that children shouldn't be scared when they come in, so that was really nice.
They were very positive about the experience they had with us today. One lad said that he felt that it would be really useful to have a floor that was a bit softer, so we've got I don't know, it's a laminate floor or something in our physio area, and he felt that it would be good to have a sprung floor or something in case anybody fell over, which is a good point.
They all said the room was quite bright, but a couple of them mentioned the floor looked quite dirty and grubby.
And in the room that we were in down in the Child Development Centre, quite a few children said that the decor and the lack of air and windows was quite off-putting, and one child said it reminded him of being in Tesco.
What was the best comment said by a child today?
For me, it was just a few of them said they'd never heard of occupational therapy before and they now knew what occupational therapy was. So that was a key point for me.
I think I have two lovely comments. One was when I asked the child whether the staff are friendly, and they went, definitely. And then another one that during a physio session, they said it was really nice talking about the Paralympics and realising how much children with disabilities can still do and be involved with.
So this one said, I loved this, it was really fun, the staff helped and were very polite, which is good to know. They also told us new facts that even I didn't know. They have decorated the rooms really well and really thought about the patients and people that do need therapy. Thank you. I think that physio is hard, but it is fun. We had lots of lovely comments, that was good.
And for me, one of the children said it was amazing, so I think we delivered today, didn't we?
Definitely.
I think the children today have contributed to our services with so much energy and passion, which has dispelled into us as NHS staff, and generally makes us want to do a better job for the children and young people that we are looking after.